Okay, good morning, friends. Uh, Today's topic is Introduction to Phonetics and Phonology. Remember, it's a new subject to you. So far, for past 2 years, you have been learning literature, maybe many novels, poems, prose, all those things. And this year, you have the paper English Language and Linguistics, slightly different from those papers. And for the first time, you're also going to study science as part of the subject. Usually, people think that students of English literature they don't know anything about science, but that's not true. You have your students of English literature also know about science, and this paper is about science. What is linguistics? Can anyone answer? One can answer. I think we have got introduction from somebody from the previous professor.
Sir, language, sir.
So linguistics.
Communication, sir. Communication.
Yeah, thank you, Irfan. And remember, please remember, because you are students of linguistics now, you are studying English language linguistics. Linguistics is the scientific study of language. Remember, the scientific study of language is called linguistics. You study language, but there is also science there. You do research. You know, okay, you explore, okay, many things about language. So we call it a scientific study. So linguistics has many branches, and one of them is this phonetics. So I think the previous class, the teacher, I think he had Shakespeare. Sorry. So linguistics, as I said, is a scientific study of language. You know that there are many languages spoken throughout the world. Many people speak a different type of language. Even India, many have many languages. There are thousands of languages throughout the world. Even in India, we have hundreds of languages. So some language are extinct, no more. So you may have read in newspaper, in the Hindu newspaper, a few years back, a journalist interviewed, a linguist actually, and journalist, interviewed an old woman aging nearly 105 years old. She was the last woman to speak a tribal language in Andaman. With her, the language died. Her children are not speaking the same language because they got married to some other people. They were tribals. They got married to, okay, some got married to Hindi, that is North Indians or South Indians. So the language changed. And she was the last woman to speak the tribal language. So like this, many language were there in the past and they are no more. They have died. Some languages are there, they are extinct. For example, as you know that even Sanskrit language, Sanskrit is also verge of death only. The government is trying to revive such type of language. Only few people speak new language. So only government wants to revive the language. They want to introduce in schools all those schools as the part of third language and all those schools. So when person studies a language scientifically, how people speak, how they pronounce, how they use the language, how the sounds are produced, all these comes under science. So we call linguistics as a scientific study of language. So my part, I am going to deal with phonetics. So, in what is phonetics? Phonetics is the branch of science. It deals with the language in one aspect, that is to say, it deals with sounds. The term phonetics is derived from the word phone, that means voice, and phoneo, that means I speak. This is a definition given by Dr. P. Ayyadurai. He has written this book, English Phonetics for Beginners. And for information, this Dr. P. Ayyadurai was the teacher of present VP from a Department of English, Sheikh Mohammed sir, Professor Sheikh Mohammed from Tirunelveli. So, from definition, you can understand this. Phonetics is a branch of science. So, you people are studying what? Not literature now, you are studying science. And so, it deals with the language in one aspect, okay? Especially with sounds. So, phonetics deals with sounds. Doesn't mean that only English language has phonetics. Every language has phonetics. Tamil has phonetics. Arabic language has phonetics. Each language they pronounce in different ways. And they learn. For example, every teacher,
Assalamualaikum, sir.
when they teach the sounds of language, they teach how to pronounce the sounds. From where it should be pronounced. From the mouth using your lip, or using a teeth edge, using a tongue, or from the throat, how you make sounds, how you pronounce sounds. Every language has different aspect. For example, Tamil, we have pa and pu. Those who know Tamil, let me explain. Pa and pu. The word pambu, pambu. See, the same letter here, pa becomes pu, but we pronounce different way. All right? Pambu. And then, for example, same pu becomes pu only. We don't say boo. Pandu we don't say bandu. All right? So, the same letter has different pronunciation. And the teacher who teaches this Tamil language teaches them how to pronounce. And those who know Arabic, let me give examples from Arabic language. For example, the word kalb is there. Qalb is there. Two words, remember. Those who know Arabic, okay, those who are reciting Quran, they may know. Many places, qulub, the words may come in Arabic Quran here. Qalb is there. Kalb is there. See here, two words. If you write in English, we write only K-A-L-B, qalb. For both qalb and kalb. But in Arabic language, if you read through English language, for example, if you transliterate and try to read the Arabic language, the meaning changes. For example, as I said, for qalb and kalb, we use the same word in the same letters, K-A-L-B, meaning changes. Qalb, when you pronounce qalb, refers to heart. An Arabic word, qalb, it pronounced from here, from the sound box. Qalb, the meaning is heart. When you pronounce the same ka, instead of we pronounce ka, kalb refers to dog. See the meaning, again, meaning changes. Qalb means heart, kalb means dog. So phonetics is very, very important to know the language. When you know the sounds of language, you can speak in a better way. So this is the definition given by Ayyadurai. George Yule, another expert in the linguistics, he says the phonetics what? The general study of the characteristics of speech sound is called phonetics. The general study of the characteristics of speech sound is called phonetics. So, from these two definitions, you can understand that phonetics deals with sounds. So, I request others, okay, those you don't use this whiteboard. Yeah. Next comes a phonology. So, we have learned what is phonetics. It's not phonetics, it's phonetics. Next, what is phonology? So phonology is derived from the Greek phone, voice. Greek word, phone, voice. And logos, study. Phone, logos. Phone means voice, logos means study. So the word phonology comes from the Greek word phone plus logos, study of voice. Also deals with sounds. Phonology also deals with sounds. Now, what's the difference between phonology and phonetics? Whereas phonetics deals with sounds in general, okay, in all sounds. But phonology deals with the sounds of a particular language. Example, phonology of English, phonology of Tamil, phonology of Malayalam, Hindi, French, Arabic, etc. So this is a minor difference between phonetics and phonology. Phonetics deals with sounds in general, common, every sound. But phonology of a particular language. Have you understood? Now, the present study you can find here, everywhere, they use both phonetics and phonology to denote the same meaning, the sounds of language. Used to denote the study of sounds of any language. So you can use alternatively phonology or phonetics. You can use both. Now, an expert in phonetics or a student of phonetics is called a phonetician or phonologist. So now you are studying phonetics, you're studying phonology. So you people are called what? Phoneticians. Now you become phoneticians and also you are phonologists. And so now, next question here. Why should we study phonetics? Why a student of English literature who's studying BA English, why should he or she study phonetics? Why phonetics is important? So, since language is made up of sounds, it is very important that the learners know how to distinguish one sound from the other. So for that, I gave examples from Tamil as well as English. Only when you know the difference between sounds, you can pronounce properly, you can communicate properly. Even in English, for example, those who come from rural area, those who are not taught properly, especially English language, they were not able to differentiate between the sounds p, p as in pen, or b as in bag, beg, ben, pen, ben. And for these people, they pronounce both the letters, both the sounds the same way, ben, because they have b in Tamil. Unless we distinguish the sounds properly, we can't bring out the different meaning of the words and consequently we can't communicate. So that's the examples I have given here. Women are praying. Women are praying. Praying. Women are praying. Women are praying. Women are praying. For example, if a student doesn't know the difference between p and b, if he pronounces both the word, both the sound the same way, one cannot communicate whether women are praying or praying. Next, okay, example I given here. Children are singing. Children are singing. Children are singing. Children are singing. G and k. G and k. If a student is not able to, or if a person is not able to differentiate or distinguish the sounds between g and k, he cannot communicate. So knowing phonetics and proper pronunciation is essential okay, for communication. So only we study phonetics. So only it is important. So next topic, very important topic of phonetics. In examination, okay, usually the repeated question is this question, organs of speech. Write an essay on the organs of speech. You have to draw this diagram and explain what are the organs used in the speech. See, you can find this diagram. So our okay, we use mainly our lip, teeth, nose, we use to breathe, and tongue. Remember the main here, tongue, lips, teeth, and also okay, here we have larynx. So I will explain one by one here. So lips, okay, both the lips, upper lip, okay, okay, in phonetics, remember we okay say upper lip and lower lip, both the lips. Okay, I'll explain in detail most probably in next class because I don't want to go hurry up or rush up because it's a very important subject. It's not like literature, just you watch it, understand. You have to practice. So slowly, okay, I will get into the subject. So just remember this, okay, okay, for organs of speech here, lips. So both upper lip and lower lip. Teeth we have, teeth, and here we have ridge, the back of the teeth. Teeth, we call it teeth ridge. Here, back. If you say in Tamil, ear, ear சொல்றீங்க இல்லையா? Mosoda, okay, mosoda they say in Urdu. Here, ear, back of the teeth ridge. So we okay, pronounce sounds making use of these organs. Remember, upper lip, lower lip, teeth, and here I have teeth ridge, and also called alveolar ridge. The teeth ridge is called alveolar ridge. Tongue, tongue, tip of the tongue, tip of the tongue, or blade of the tongue is used to pronounce some sounds. Tip of the tongue or blade of the tongue. Then we have palate. Soft palate we have okay, palate is written here. The two okay, we differentiate palates into, divide palates into soft palate and hard palate. Hard palate here, behind the teeth ridge, behind the teeth here. We call it hard palate. At the back of the mouth here, we call it what? Soft palate. We call it soft palate. Also called velum here. Yeah, velum. So then we have pharynx here in the throat, near the windpipe here. Then we have epiglottis, the sounds like all these sounds are pronounced. Then we have this very important one, larynx, vocal cords. It comes here, Adam's apple. You can touch and feel it. Adam's apple. You can touch and feel it here. Adam's apple. So this is called sound box. We produce sounds from this sound box. So remember these words: larynx, teeth ridge, lips, tongue, also this nasal cavity. Nasal cavity refers to nose. We breathe in and we breathe out. So Pranarki sounds like like man, mango. These sounds are pronounced here. Similarly, as in nose, neck, nip, nib. Here, Mm. Similarly, as in English, ing, ring, ing. So these sounds are produced, okay, produced here using this nasal cavity, using the nose. So remember, so this organs of speech, as I told you, in next class I'll explain one by one, okay, how we make use of these organs, okay, to produce sounds. Remember, language is made up of sounds. We produce a speech sound with the help of certain organs like tongue, nose, lips, teeth, etc. As these organs are used to produce a speech sound, they are called the organs of speech. If the question is for 2 marks, just you can write this. What is organs of speech? Usually, this is a key question asked. This question is asked, okay, in every examination, whether it's BA or MA. So what is organs of speech? So language is made up of sounds. We produce speech sound with the help of certain organs like, actually it's not like, it's like tongue, nose, wait. So the organs like tongue, nose, lips, teeth, etc. As these organs are used to produce speech sound, they are called the organs of speech. So to produce sound, we need air. It's not air, we pronounce as air. Air is necessary for producing any sound. The production of speech sound, the required air is supplied by the lungs. From here we pronounce the sounds. G, g. All these sounds are produced from here. So we require air to produce sounds. The air we breathe in, that is, we inhale the air, and enters the lungs to the nose and trachea, that is the windpipe. Likewise, the air we breathe out, that is, we exhale the air, comes from the lungs to the windpipe and nose and the mouth. When the air comes out, that is when it's expelled, it gets modified on its way back, so it serves to make certain sounds. So in English, we have 44 sounds. Remember, in English, we have 44 sounds. Out of 44 sounds, 24 sounds are consonant sounds. 24 sounds are consonant sounds. And remaining 20 are vowel sounds. Remaining 20 are vowel sounds. Can any one of you can tell me what are the vowels? Can tell me the vowel sounds in English? Anyone? Just unmute yourself and can tell me. Santol, are there anyone here? Am I audible?
Sir, A,
Tell me.
A-E-I-O-U.
Okay. So, Irfan said that in school he was taught, and many of us might have taught only these 5 sounds: A, E, I, O, U. Actually, these are not letters, actually, these are sounds. But then there are okay, 5 sounds in English language, but there are vowel sounds, sorry. There are 20 vowel sounds in English language. Remember, 24 consonant sounds, 20 vowel sounds are there in English language. Out of 20, 12 are called pure vowels. Remember, 12 are called pure vowels. Do not remember, just listen to me. Most probably next class I will start all this one. Just lucky, I'm just giving introduction to this class. 12 are pure vowels, 8 are diphthongs. 12 pure vowels, 8 are diphthongs. So 12 plus 8, 20 plus 24 consonant sounds. So totally there are 44 sounds. These 44 sounds are produced using this lips, tongue, teeth, all those things. Hope you understood this thing here. Now it's time for interaction.